Time is arbitrary, but I'm a rising Virgo with some goals, so. It's been really nice to see loads of YouTubers kind of laying out their 2020 book goals, and considering I've only been doing this a month, I already have some. I'm already kind of like, now is the time to set myself some goals. So I just thought this would be a nice, easy video to kind of talk you through my plans for the year, and then I can come back to it at the end of the year and work out just how many of these little milestones I've missed for myself. Although, I did think that for some of these I should actually reward myself and you guys for watching and supporting me. So as certain goals are achieved, certain prizes may or may not be included. So there's a heads up. So the first lot of goals I want to talk about are specifically my reading goals. So as of 2019, I only read 22 books, which is nothing in comparison to other booktubers out there. But considering up to August, so January to August of 2019, I read 3 books and then did the rest of my list from just August to the end. I'm actually pretty proud of that. Like I've told you before, I had a real issue where I kind of hit a reading slump. I couldn't find anything to kind of keep my interest. I found it really, really hard to read anything without being super hypercritical. So coming into the end of 2019 and finding so many 5-star books that I really, really enjoyed was a win. Really, really happy with that. So my target for 2020 is 60 books. So I've been averaging about 5 books a month, and I want to keep going with my top trumps TBR. Obviously I have 5 books that I've set myself anyway, and then it kind of like snowballs from there. So if I hit that, I'll be really proud of myself. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. It's still more reading than I would have done if I wasn't doing YouTube, because to be honest, without YouTube I probably wouldn't have the inclination to keep trying to read, even if I find a book that I don't enjoy. So it's kind of, thank you. This is definitely a hobby, but anyone who watches this kind of encourages me, and seeing those views go up encourages me to keep reading. So we're setting ourselves a target of 60 books, because then that's 5 a month, and hopefully I'll hit that, and then if I don't, it's not the end of the world. And if I succeed it, that would be even better. I'd be really proud of myself. So that's my Goodreads goal and the amount of books I want to read this year. I would also specifically like to say that with regards to my top trumps that I'm definitely maintaining for 2020, I've got 3 other reading goals that I want to maintain with that. So with my top trump TBR, obviously there are lots of different categories to do with like author and word count and rating that all kind of go into whether they get picked or not each month. But another category I want to add in 2020 is whether they are self-published / indie published or traditionally published books. I would like to make sure that at least 1 book a month that I read is self or indie published, and that's kind of one of my reading goals for this year. I also want to listen to at least 1 audiobook a month, and I want to be borrowing at least 1 book from the library. So each of these books that I pull out for my TBR going forward, 3 of them have already been decided, that's what those will be, and then 1, hopefully it will stop me buying more books, 2, it will help me support libraries and independent authors, and 3, maybe it might encourage you guys to read some independent books. I know a lot of them don't get reviewed in the same way that traditionally published books do, and a lot of bookshops will use the fact that no one's heard of these indie books as a reason not to stock them, and I think that's rubbish, because I've read some fantastic self-published books, and I really want 2020 to be the year that I'm loudest championing those self and independently published books. So yeah. Okay, moving on to my channel goals. As I've said, I've only been doing this a month. I am a baby, and I have not even reached 100.
Here's what I found on the web.
Oh, it suggested some YouTube goals for me. That's fine though, I've already got some. Okay, so my channel goals are thusly. I would love to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So that's nothing in the grand scheme of it, but I'd quite like to celebrate every time I reach another 100 milestone. So I'm not expecting, this is kind of the realistic footnote to this challenge. I'm not expecting to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I'll be really, really proud of myself if I do. But for every 100 subscribers, I want to reward subscribers. So back in December, everyone was gifting books, and I told everyone not to bother gifting me any books because I actually have a salary, I can afford to buy my own books, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that are doing YouTube and BookTube, and even readers that can't afford to do that or couldn't afford to get involved, and I just wanted to do something nice, so I just put, I randomly walked in Sainsbury's, I bought one of their pack of 3 Amazon gift cards, and I just kind of gave away those 3 gift cards, and it was just something I wanted to do because I didn't want to start the trend of buying people books because then I'd feel guilty about who I bought books for and who I didn't. I didn't want to ask people to buy me books, but I just thought it'd be some Christmas cheer to spread with people, and actually I think that is something I'd quite like to do again. So for every 100 subscribers that I gain, I'm going to offer out a gift card, I think, as a little thank you for supporting me, because this channel is whatever I want it to be, and most of the time that's hot garbage because it makes me laugh, or books that I want to talk about rather than hyped books or anything like that. So the fact that you're still here and you're still supporting me, I really appreciate that, and if that's going to continue to grow because I put more effort into this, then I feel like you should also be rewarded for that. I can't monetize any of my videos until I hit 1,000 subscribers anyway. I don't look to monetize, this is a hobby for me, but it's something that actually it ties in with my business, and it's something that I just really enjoy doing. So I feel like if I'm enjoying myself, you should get something as well as my amazing content, obviously, because it's just, yeah, like I said, hot garbage. Something to do with the actual videos that I want to make this year, I would love to start making essay style videos talking about literature. I also want to do some kind of comparisons with certain books. So thinking along the lines of drunken history but about books, things like that, and then some more like harder like hitting essay style stuff. I used to be a teacher, so for me turning the revision side of my brain off is really, really hard, and whenever I come across books I think, oh, this would make a really good resource for this, but obviously I have no use for those anymore, so maybe to make those into videos instead, I can kind of enjoy that part of my brain that won't switch off rather than try and suppress it, but also make something that's useful for my viewers, because I have no idea what ages you guys are because the analytics still haven't come in. Like I said, I've only been doing this a month, but hopefully that'll be kind of more interesting than just me talking about Netflix series that I love and stuff like that, which is also really interesting, and I watch a lot more of that content, but I am obsessed with video essays, but every video essay seems to be about films and TV series, and I'd quite like to do some like bookish style video essays. So that's on my to be achieved goal list. I don't know why I put so many words in that sentence, like I made that sentence harder for myself than it needed to be, but that's 2019 Hannah, still struggling to remember that we can be more concise in 2020. That's a personal goal for me. Another channel thing that I would like to do is I haven't ever vlogged. That is not something that I've ever been very good at. My camera lives on its tripod and just stays over there, and I quite like the distance between us. But actually I'd quite like to start doing like 24-hour vlogs maybe, of doing like my weekend. For the first time ever, I finished a book in a day the other day, and I'm 27 years old, and that should not be something that I'm really proud of, but it is. I have a very short attention span, so I read, and then I'll read for a couple of hours, and then I'll need to go for a walk, or I'll need to go for a swim, or to the gym, or whatever. I need to do something active, and then I just get distracted, and my day kind of falls away, and then I've got half an hour that I cram in before I go to sleep, and then yeah, day's gone and I can't read anything. So I feel like actually being able to sit down and read a book, and yes, I still got distracted and I still went out and did stuff, but actually being able to do that and finishing a book that was like 400 pages in a day was just something I'd never done before. And it sounds so dumb how excited I am about that, but I am really proud of myself for doing that. So I would like to do that more, and then maybe that means that my 60 books is, you know, swamped by loads of other books that I read in a day or two, which will be really, really cool. So I want to start doing those like 24-hour reading vlogs. I know a lot of YouTubers do themed ones. I think I'm just going to pick a book from my TBR and just read it for a day and see what happens, and kind of vlog that. Maybe go somewhere pretty. There are loads of really pretty places to read around here. We've got hills and beaches and all sorts of things, so that could be quite cool. Maybe I could show a slightly nicer side of Folkestone than you might have seen. Have you ever been to this coastal town? Which you probably haven't, because no one really does. We have the Channel Tunnel. That's the only reason people know about Folkestone. If you want to go not to Folkestone, is to just skip it and get straight on the train and go to France. You know, to each their own. So I also kind of want to talk to you guys about my business. So my business is Silver Tongue Creative. We are a ghostwriting and creative writing business. And by we, I mean myself and my business partner, who is my mum. She does the coaching and marketing side of things. So she will talk to businesses about how to increase their use of social media and why it's beneficial. And then once we've done the spiel, usually people go, that sounds great, I don't have time. And then I will do it for them. So I maintain people's social medias. I also write website content, books, whatever it is. If it's written content, I do that for people. And the great thing about being a ghostwriter is people pay you, and then you don't have to have your name put on it, or if they want to take credit for it, they can, and that's it. My hands are cleaned a bit. So I do technically have some books out there in the world, but you'll never know what they are because I'm not allowed to tell you. But with the business, things that I can tell you are coming up are we are looking to increase our client base. So if you know anyone who needs any social media help, coaching or strategies, or just have the content written and they'll do it themselves, then please give them my details. I'll link them in the description below if you want to know anything about that, or if you have any other inquiries about ghostwriting, or you're a freelance writer and you're looking to get more business, we can support you with that as well. We love working with other writers. When I did my masters, I met a lot of other writers, very varied writers, and I'm such a nerd that if I find other people that are interested in the same things as me, that makes me very happy. So that'd be really cool. Another business thing we're looking to do is a writer's subscription box. So obviously a lot of booktubers will do unboxings of reading boxes that have books and bookish gifts and things like that. And I wanted to make one that is very specifically for writers. So it's a workbook and other gifts of things like that. So that is in the works. So I'm looking to launch that in March. So whilst that's a goal, the goal is to actually make it profitable and to kind of maintain it. So please keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you're interested in that, please email me, because it'd be quite cool to get you on our kind of VIP list so that you know when that's coming out and what's happening with that. We're looking to set up a newsletter to kind of give more information on that, so that's really exciting for me. And then the last thing is really, really exciting for me. I am self-publishing a love story anthology. Now, if you've watched my Netflix video, you'll know that I'm not a massive fan of romance. But I did study love story when I was doing my masters, and what I really liked about it was the fact that there are so many different types of love story that it doesn't have to just be boy meets girl or boy meets boy or girl meets girl or whatever. Like there's not, like, there is so much more to a love story than that. So this anthology is based on my experiences. They are all true stories, and I'm really excited to launch it, mainly because I know that people coming to the launch are people in the book, and I cannot wait to see what they think. But the idea is that it's kind of a literary fiction love story reenactment of those events, looking at different facets of love that I've experienced, and there will be more videos coming out about that and why I've chosen that, because I don't want to give it all away now. But I'm really, really excited. Most of it is written. It goes to the editors as of next week or the week after, which is really exciting, and then to the printers and then everything else. And I'm in control of the whole thing. I mean, if self-publishing has taught me anything, it's I'm a control freak, and I love that I get to have those the control over those different things. So keep your eyes out for those as well. And yeah, that's my 2020 goals. If you're wondering why my hair's a mess and I'm wearing a hoodie and gym wear, I was fully intending to be like everyone else, their 2020 goals of like, I'm gonna lose weight and I'm gonna go to the gym. And then I looked at the app that my gym is attached to, and there were way too many people at the gym, and my social anxiety was like, absolutely not. So I might try again in a bit. But for now, gonna stick with my reading goals, crack on with my TBR, and just enjoy my 2020. So if you like this video, please like this video, and please share if you have already subscribed, because like I said, I'll really want to celebrate when I hit that first 100 subscribers. I want to do something really fun and gifty. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.